Every December, I like to take time to study a different character from the Nativity story to help me to prepare for Christmas. I will think about that person's perspective during the entire month. This year, I chose the innkeeper and the famous phrase of "no room at the inn." Joseph and Mary arrived in Jerusalem without a place to stay. In essence, they were homeless. This month, I have been impressed by the idea that we have to be careful not to stereotype people who are homeless. Nowadays, we have a tendency to believe the homeless have made some poor decisions that have put themselves in dire situations that has left them living in cars, having a tent in the forest, or couch surfing with friends and families. Now, sometimes this is accurate. But Joseph and Mary didn't follow this pattern. Joseph and Mary were following a government edict to register in Joseph's hometown. Joseph and Mary lived in Galilee, which is about 90 miles away from his family home in Bethlehem. In order to obey this edict, Joseph must take his pregnant wife on a 90-mile journey. That is about the distance from Prescott Valley to Sky Harbor Airport. Traveling on foot or by donkey, that must have been about a 5-day journey. And that was 5 days without any way to make any kind of travel reservations. We at Agape House need to remember that each of our families has a unique story. The innkeeper fulfilled the Jewish tradition of hospitality. The tradition was to invite strangers to be family, just as God invited Israel to be family. It was to remind the people that God made room for us. So a traveler entered the city and waited by the city plaza until someone came by to invite them home. They would feed you, care for your animals, and provide you with a safe place to sleep. This is the kind of hospitality that Agape House seeks to provide. And we need to be obedient to our challenging call of hospitality and care. Finally, I think that the innkeeper was very creative. He had no room in his home or business establishment, but he still met his obligation as best he could. We are uncertain what kind of shelter he provided. It could have been a cave, a barn, or something that might resemble a covered patio. But the family was able to stay together as a family. This is one of the most important things about Agape House. We have designated our facility so that a family can stay as a family. The other thing that I find important is the role of the innkeeper played as part of God's plan. He provided for the tangible needs of that family. And that is what Agape House is also striving to do.